Hello, my name is Chat Sharma and you're watching the Multicultural channel. Today, on behalf of Asian Women of Winnipeg, I'll be hosting our second educational series segment. Today, we're joined again by Ketki, and we will be continuing our conversation on divorce and working towards breaking the stereotypes around it. Ketki, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you, Chahat, for having me. Thanks
How are you
again.
doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Well, let's get into our first question.
Sure.
So, throughout your time as a lawyer, you have helped many families. While doing so, have you ever found that cultural factors have an influence when it comes to talking about divorce?
That's a very good question, and yes, definitely, that has been a major, I would say, like a hurdle for some people, and even for me when we deal with the cases going or the clients going through divorce and separation, because in some part of the world it is not looked at with a very in a good way when something like this happened. So yeah, but things are changing, and people with education and with awareness, I would say, like, people are getting more aware of what they need, and if there is something that they need to be discussed, there has been opportunities and they are getting over it. So yeah, but it was always there, and I guess it will be there, but it is for us to normalize when we talk about divorce and separations.
So there's still a long way to go.
Yes, I would say, yeah. But we are working toward it. So, yeah.
Well, that's a good start. So when it comes to spousal support in Canada, what is the criteria that goes into those decisions?
When we talk about spousal support, so spousal support, there are many factors that are considered. How long your marriage was, how long you were married for. Were you in a common law relationship with the spouse? Are you financially stable? Did you work, or did you stop working or gave up your career to help your spouse while you are staying back to take care of the kids? So there are many factors that is considered, and there is no hard and fast rule. But again, spousal support is considered as a secondary than a child support. It is not something that the court will give you or grant you when you ask for, but because according to court, child support is more important, and it is a right of a child. So spousal support, you cannot claim it unless you show there are grounds that are necessary, and it is required. Yes.
On the topic of children, when it comes to divorce, one of the biggest things that are being talked about or is taken into consideration is how is it going to impact a couple's children?
Yeah.
So as a lawyer, what has been the most prominent effects you have noticed on children during divorce?
Children love routine. When something like this happened, they are the one who are suffered, and since they don't know what exactly is going on between the spouses or between the parents. So it is really important that we assure kids that everything is fine, mom and dad still loves you and are there to protect you. I would say that never talk ill about your partner in front of the kids. Never, at least try not to use them as a messenger to connect with your partner, because they should not be affected by this change in life scenario, because there are so many things that are already affecting them. They don't know who they will live with, which school they will go again. Are they changing house? Are they changing friends? So there are many things that is uncertain for kids. So try and avoid, or try and keep them as much possible out of the discussion, and at least assure them that they are still important for both the parents, and they are there to love them and support them in all ways. So this is what we always say, that take care of kids, because they are impacted, and we don't know how they feel about whole situation. It is quite overwhelming for them as well. Yeah. Are
there any resources available for children who are having separated parents that they can get help from?
Yeah, there are many out there. There are groups, there are support systems when we say that single parent support system, or there are even therapies, or there are even resources like community resources or centers where these things are discussed, and there are even some online courses where you can say that, or you can attend those seminars where you know how to make child comfortable in this rough situation. So yeah, there are plenty of resources out there. It's just you need to look for it and be open to accept them.
That's really good. When it comes to child custody and support, what factors influence the decision of that in Canada?
When we talk about child custody and divorce, first of all, it is called, it is parenting rights. That is considered rather than custody. The word has changed, and there has been recent change in the laws. We call it parenting rights and parenting duties. So when it's like both parents have rights, and sometimes parents are able to decide among themselves like who they want to, how they want to take care of the kids after such situation. So the age, who is the primary caregiver of the child, who is able to take care, who is child more connected with, like the emotional aspect is taken care into. So there are various factors that is considered while giving parenting rights.
Could you also explain the guidelines that are in place when it comes to child support payments and how they're determined on the factors like child's needs and income?
So child support is child's right. Like parent just cannot abandon that I don't want to give child support because I don't want to deal with the other parent. Child support is something that is for the child and not for the parent. So when we decide child support, there are both federal and provincial guidelines that based on your income, how long, if the parents are sharing joint custody of the child, or the child is staying with both the parents for equal amounts, or if the child is staying with one parent for a longer period of time. So these are all the factors that are taken considered into. And if the parents are also, it is not just that the parent having the child primary custody, or the person or the parent who is having the child for the most of the period of time is kind of, he also have to provide for the child support, not just that the other parent will be providing for the money, but the other parent is equally responsible. So when we say about federal guidelines, again, like what's the parent income is, how long the parent is staying with that child, or how long the parent or the child will be staying with the other spouse or the other parent, all these are taken considered into. So it's always better that sometimes parties decide among themselves that this is the amount that we are okay to give in child support. Otherwise, if they are not able to decide that amount, then there are definitely guidelines. If they go to court and when judge has to consider the amount, they will look into those guidelines and steps and decide accordingly.
Have there ever been cases where both parties are unwilling to compromise, and how would they go on with that?
Definitely, there have been many cases, but then the only way is for the court to decide, and then the court looks into all the factors like who's the earning partner and how much he earns, or how much the other person has, is the other person able to provide for the basic necessities of life to the child, and all those factors are considered into. If the parties are not able to decide among themselves, then the only way is to go to court and decide.
So it's never always just two parties against each other. There is always a third party who can help and assist.
Yeah, we have that system available. First of all, the parties, if possible, there are various resources like lawyers. You can reach out to lawyers, you can reach out to mediators, and if you think that if it's okay to go and discuss your case with someone neutral, you can do that. And if there is not, then definitely there is court who can intervene and take care of the issues.
When it comes to newcomers to Canada who may be looking into divorce, how would you go about explaining to them that the way that their laws work in their home country dealing with divorce are different from here?
So in that situation, when we talk about like a multicultural population that we have in Canada, dealing with or going through such a situation, it is in Canada, it is like there is a law, or the process is you have to wait for 1 year before you file for a divorce, and that is law. That one period of time is for you to realize, or if it's for you to make sure that you don't want to live with that person. It gives you some time to finalize your decision, to make sure that you have support financially, and you are capable enough to go ahead and move in your life, even though there will be some parts like child support and spousal support in situation which will be available even after divorce. But as per Canadian law, before filing for divorce, you have to wait for 1 year, and that is this law may be different as per in your home country, but that is the law in Canada, and that is how the process is. So we have to wait, and unless and until there are situations like cruelty or adultery, you can file for divorce. You don't have to wait for a 1 year period of time, and you can file for divorce prior to that. But then it is for you to show that you have gone through any cruelty or adultery from the other partner. So yeah.
So there are multiple factors that go
There
into
are
these
multiple
decisions.
factors that are taken into consideration. As a general rule, you have to wait for at least a year before filing for divorce. But if there are situations like other factors into consideration where your life is in danger or your kids' life are in danger and you are not in a safe zone, so you don't have to wait for a year before filing for divorce.
Thank you so much for your insight, Ketki. I really hope that the knowledge that you shared will help those in our community become less uncomfortable when talking about divorce and hopefully take a stand on their life.
Thank you, Chahat, for having me. Thanks again.
On behalf of Asian Women of Winnipeg, I'm Chahat Sharma, and thank you so much to You Multicultural for giving us this opportunity to make this impact in our community.